this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. So in this video, I'm going to answer a question that I've never made a proper video addressing my whole time here on YouTube, which is, am I vegan or plant-based? Which do I relate to? Which do I identify with? What are the differences between the two words? And I get this question asked quite often in my live streams, so often that I thought, I should just make a video about this. So I'll answer once and for all here, am I vegan or plant-based? So first of all, I want to look at the differences between vegan and plant-based, because a lot of people think they're synonymous. You can go back and forth. You can, identify yourself as vegan when you want to be known as a vegan around vegans, and just say you're plant-based when you're talking with other people who might think vegans are all weird, crazy people or something like that. But let's get back to what these words mean, because at its core, veganism is distinct from plant-based because veganism implies you're eating plants because of moral reasons. You find it morally wrong to kill, harm, exploit animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. And that's pretty much a shortened definition of the term veganism given by the Vegan Society, which I think is a pretty good definition. So that's it. The core of veganism is a moral stance. You just find it wrong. You're bummed, you're disappointed, you just don't want to participate in this whole harming of animals for food and other products. Why? Because you absolutely don't need them. You can eat plants and not only just kind of get by, you can absolutely thrive on a 100% plant diet. If you choose to eat healthy plants, you can be a junk food vegan if you want. I want to emphasize there's nothing inherently healthy when you look at the definition of vegan. Just means you're not eating animals and their products. You can be a junk food vegan, you can be a whole food plant-based vegan. It's your choice, but I want to emphasize health is not the core of a vegan diet. It's an option, but it's not necessary. What's necessary is believing it's morally wrong to harm animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. So now let's move on to plant-based, and you could probably already guess what the big difference is that even though they might be eating a 100% diet of plants, they're not doing it for moral or ethical reasons. And I want to make this point really clear that just because you're eating all plants doesn't mean you're vegan. Like, I made a video just a couple months ago about NBA superstar point guard Chris Paul, who I respect and admire a lot, being a basketball player myself, and I covered how he's eating what seems to be a vegan diet now. I covered like what he ate in a day. I couldn't find any mention of him having any dairy or fish, like say I've heard Novak Djokovic has, and that's why we don't call him vegan, because he's not vegan. But it sounds like Chris Paul is eating 100% vegan, but nowhere in anything I've heard from him that he's doing it for moral or ethical reasons. He's doing it for health reasons. He's doing it for the kinds of gains that you get.
And then obviously I went plant-based June 2019, and I done said this 1,000 times. I almost hate telling people. So y'all can edit this out if y'all want to too. Because it's like a cheat code.
This is the huge difference here. If he were into it for the animals and also appreciated the athletic gains like I do, then he'd be vegan. But yeah, lacking that moral, ethical commitment, you're simply not vegan. You're plant-based. And I'm not like nitpicking here or trying to be the vegan police. These are just simply how the words are defined. And I want to make this point as well about how, like say Chris Paul, back to his example here, you'll see some people in the media or just people say, hey, did you hear that Chris Paul is vegan now? And I'll point out, well, he might be eating a vegan diet. He's like a brand ambassador for Beyond Meat, which is awesome. However, I've never heard him say anything about he's appreciating that he's not harming animals, and that's an important part of why he's eating plant-based. It's just all about the health and athletic gains, which is fine. I'm not knocking him. I think it's awesome that he's eating all plants, and anyone who's just eating all plants too. I think it's wonderful. I mean, when you get down to it, animals don't really care what your reasons are. They don't care if you came for health or if you came for the environment, because there's big environmental gains of being vegan as well. But the bottom line is, whether you're vegan or plant-based, and as more people go vegan or plant-based, it's going to be a win for the animals, since they're not going to be bred into existence to be exploited and ultimately slaughtered for food or clothing or any other purpose. And that brings me to another difference between plant-based and vegan. Since if you're plant-based, you're doing it for reasons other than these moral, ethical considerations about animals, you'll probably not be concerned about things that vegans are very concerned about, such as wearing like leather or fur or other animal products on. I'm not going to call out any celebrities, but like I said, I've seen this happen so many times where such and such a celebrity is vegan. They'll be talking about it. Yeah, you'll see them going out often to like a vegan restaurant wearing furs or leather on them, and there's other concerns if you're vegan. Do you have leather interior in your car when you're buying a new one? You'll want to opt for one that's not. It goes on, ad infinitum beyond that. So my point is, yeah, vegans are concerned in all their behaviors about if those behaviors will have an impact as far as harming animals. It goes much more beyond just eating food. So let's bring this back to me now, since that's part of what I said I was going to talk about. Do I consider myself to be vegan or plant-based? And I very proudly identify myself as being vegan, because the original reason why I went down this whole path in the first place, because I found it was morally wrong to kill animals. In fact, I found it absolutely unnecessary to eat meat or dairy and eggs and any animal product, because all those choices necessitated that animals would be killed daily in order for you to live. And why do that? Because it's unnecessary. Because you can choose to eat plants. You can choose a lifestyle that does not necessitate animals dying in order for you to live. To me, it just seemed like a no-brainer when I first realized. It's like, gee, how come more people aren't vegan, or at least vegetarian? But how come more people aren't vegan? Why do they intentionally choose a lifestyle that necessitates animals being killed? 80 billion animals total annually are killed so that people can eat animals and use animal products. To me, like I said, it's just a no-brainer. Unless you enjoy cruelty, I don't understand why people just don't say, hey, I can eat plants. In fact, it's so much easier now to be vegan than ever before. There's so many great vegan products. If you want that, I prefer whole food plants, but if you want a tasty vegan burger, there's vegan burgers out there that have pretty much the identical taste, texture, smell, even macronutrient profile as a regular beef burger. You want ice cream? There's delicious, I'll mention a few brands there, like say Ben & Jerry's. They have Cherry Garcia. I heard they just put out fish food, favorite flavors that I had, before I went vegan. What I'm saying is there's absolutely no excuse now. You're not giving up any flavor, any eating fun, taste preferences, anything like that. Right now, in 2021, there's a vegan equivalent of what you liked back before, and it's probably even better for you. And it's probably better for you health-wise if you are concerned about that. So yes, I identify as being a moral, ethical vegan. I consider myself to be vegan. However, the longer I stayed vegan, because I've been vegan 10 years now, I came for the animals, but I learned along the way, there's many other benefits to being vegan, such as I touch upon the healthful benefits of being vegan. First of all, I want to point out, it's not just my opinion that it's healthy to be vegan. You can look at the official position paper of the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics after reviewing the scientific literature. And I'll show you here, they reviewed over 100 published scientific papers on this matter, and they concluded that vegan diets are nutritionally adequate for all people in all stages of life. And furthermore, eating a vegan diet reduces your risk of the leading causes of death in North America. That's huge, like heart disease, diabetes, stroke. Your risks are greatly reduced if you eat like we do. And thirdly, there's huge environmental benefits, as I touched upon. The number one source of greenhouse gas emissions is not transportation, it's agriculture, animal agriculture to be precise. So there's many reasons to be vegan. I consider it a triple win. It's a win for the animals, it's a win for your health, and it's a win for all life on the planet. So anyway, I don't look down at people who are merely just plant-based. They might come for the health benefits, or some come for the environmental benefits, but the longer they stay like I did, they learn about the other two aspects of veganism, and hopefully they'll see eventually, as I know, like say Rich Roll, he came because he was unhealthy, he was overweight, middle-aged, and he transformed his health pretty quickly, but he's a moral, ethical vegan now as well. So it can happen. You can come for one reason and learn the other ones along the way. So that's why I feel we should all be very nice and compassionate and open to all people who are trying out plant-based or vegan diets. And even if you just come as a vegan, hopefully like me will learn about the other important aspects of being vegan as well. So let me know what you thought about this discussion down here. Let me know if I left something important out. I think I covered all the big hard-hitting points that I wanted to talk about here. So let me know, there's a lot to talk about. It's a pretty, important topic. There's a lot to say. So let me know if you want to add to this discussion. I'd love to see what you guys have to say. So hit like, share this video, especially with people who are not quite sure about the distinction between vegan and plant-based. Let them know. And I guess that's it for this time, guys. So until next time, let's keep it vegan. Or if you're just plant-based, let's get vegan.
When does the pain